What's up YouTube, Capital G here, talking Urh Kovačič in this video. He is our 2016 YCS Prague champion, and his side of the story essentially is out, or at least he's responding to the allegations that he cheated. Now, for starters, I have a little bit of an issue with the title of this video. Now, I don't think that he's responsible for this. I think that this is a different Yu-Gi-Oh channel that doesn't represent him or his team or anything like that. He essentially just did like a deck profile for them, and then, they posted or whatever. It says response to cheating allegations. Okay, for starters, it's not allegations. We have video evidence that whether intentionally or unintentionally, he did make illegal plays, and multiple times. I'm talking 4 separate occasions in 3 different matches, and one of them is just like really had a profound impact on the rest of that duel, most people would say. So you can't say that we allege that he cheated. Like, it's already out there. If you look at my video, Glasgow's and Slager's, I think we're probably somewhere running, I don't know, 60,000 views between the 3 of us. So everybody on Earth has already seen the video. So it's not like, anyone's alleging that he did these things. Like, it happened, and we all know that it happens, and he owns up to one of them. But I don't know. I watched this video. To be honest, the video felt really uncomfortable. And when he gave his explanation, or when he kind of talked about it, he wouldn't look at the camera, which I found to be a little odd. I don't know if he was feeling like guilty, if that was a sign of maybe like dishonesty, or if he was like, oh my God, I don't have to answer, questions about this shit again. I'm going to play that for a second. But look, I actually did a quick Google search, and apparently this guy's been playing for a while. And I assume that this is the same guy, because how many Urh Kovačič are going to be playing this game? You see the blonde hair, looks like him. Obviously, this is him in his, at puberty hit him like a fucking train. I mean, but still, this is probably him in his early teen days, and this is from 2010. So 6 years later, he could definitely look like this. So this guy's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for quite a while. He knows pretty much everything about the game. This dude's been playing since at least the 5Ds days. Let's see what he has to say. So-called, by the way.
First of all, I would like to apologize to Jerry. I'm taking round 8 and we got a little bit late sending Saucer to graveyard. I have to say at this point, imagine yourself being put in this situation when you're 1-0 down and only being 3 minutes away from being kicked from YCS. And I saw the play in my head making a two-real listener or crazy, and I just went for it because I had to think really in a hurry. It was, I have to say, totally unintentional, and I'm really sorry for this. I don't like to win games like this. You saw my deck. Everything is well built. We bet on consistency and bet for being a better player at the kind of level, not winning games this way. So I have to apologize for this. So I'm sure everyone will have and has his own opinion, and there's nothing we can do to change that. So thanks for watching.
Okay, so there's a couple of things. This is essentially almost a 22-minute video. I watched pretty much every single second of it from start to finish. I thought it was like strange that in a 22-minute video that you talk about something that is kind of hovering over this entire event for essentially, 1 minute. His friend also comes off, and this is his friend and teammate. He comes off as like really smug. He says so-called allegations. Like, dude, they're not so-called allegations. Like, there's video evidence. Everybody who plays the game of Yu-Gi-Oh has seen it by now. It's not so-called allegations. And when Urh is talking, he kind of has like this smug look on his face, like, haha, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. And then he says at the end of the video, that everybody has their views and opinions, and there's nothing that we can do to change them. That's not true. Like, all Urh had to do is come out and give some reasons as to why these happened. I actually completely agree when he says that, you know what I mean, multiple, or I'm thinking my back is to the wall. Obviously there's a little more tension, there's nerves going on. A lot of times you think of a play that happens to me a lot. That my last regional with Monarchs, I may have been able to potentially do some damage against my opponent in the last turn with a play with like Idia, but I ended up summoning Eidos like a dumbass. And it's when you overthink a play and you end up doing, it's like your body just does something else and you're like, oh my goodness, what did I just do? I've seen so many people misplay because they overthink. Now, I don't know if that was the case in that situation. The reason that it kind of looked funny to me is because his overthinking led him to do a play that specifically worked with another card in his hand. Like, that's why it's like, wow. So if you didn't overthink that play, then you wouldn't have been able to use that instant fusion. And that instant fusion was not going to be live. We looked at his deck, or I looked at his deck fully. The only level 5 synchro that he had in his entire deck was Naturyabi. So if he would have actually sent the Pendulum Sorcerer to the extra deck as it was supposed to, the instant fusion would have been able to get Norden back, and it wouldn't have been able to get, it would have gotten Palomaru, then it just would have died, and that was it, because he couldn't synchro for an Armades or anything else of that sort. It just would have been a dead card in his hand, and obviously we could say that it had a profound impact on the duel because he ended up winning. Another issue that I had is he only talked about one instance. He just, he said, I apologize to Jerry because I won that way. But you didn't address when, you tried the normal summon multiple times. You didn't address when you activated Pendulum Rising and then you didn't destroy your Pendulum Sorcerer during the end phase. Your friend more or less just was like, just, so-called instances of alleged cheating. I'm like, bro, that's not alleged cheating. If you don't destroy the monster during the end phase from Pendulum Rising, like, that's just cheating. Whether it's intentional or not, that just is what it is, because you're essentially fucking up the game state. So, I don't think that this is a video that's like to me, this doesn't really change my views and opinions on him. Like, the fact that I found out that he's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, or at least he's been entering premier events since, I don't know, at least 2010, makes me think that it's less likely that he cheated. But look, if he really wanted to clear his name, all he had to do was just say, man, I was playing that event, during the finals. I did try normal summon twice, but I've been playing, I had played 14 hours of Yu-Gi-Oh in 2 days and I was exhausted. I didn't get a lot of sleep. My hotel didn't, my hotel was, the bed was cranky and I couldn't sleep. I didn't have a lot to eat. Like, there are hundreds of reasons why he could have explained why that happened, but I don't know. Like, I just don't believe that somebody who's been playing the game for this long is just that sloppy to do that. And even with the normal summon ones, and maybe forgetting that the extra deck monster, or the extra deck, the monster doesn't get blown out by Pendulum Rising, that instant fusion one is just, it's so damn suspicious. Like, that's one of those where it's like, I'm just going to try and see if I can get away with this. And if I don't, then I'm going to lose anyway. You know what I mean? If I do, I win. And if I don't, then I'll just act like it's a mistake. But you guys come to your own conclusions. You know what I mean? I don't think that this is a video that advocates I think that he didn't make himself, like, he didn't change anybody's opinion when he easily could have. I mean, there's a multitude of reasons. He could have came out heartfelt, apology. It's not like he was just going to come out and say, yeah, I cheated or anything like that. For anybody who's expecting him to say he cheated, like, what did you expect him to say? Konami will ban him on the spot if he did something like that. But I don't really think he changed anybody's mind. And I think that, unlike his smug friend here, I think he could have easily done that by just explaining that you were overthinking things, explaining maybe you played, 60 hours of Yu-Gi-Oh that week and you were exhausted, explaining that, you got nervous and, when you get nervous, sometimes you fuck up. Like, there's a bunch of reasons that he could have done that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching as always.